From the city of Painesville, you are listening to your favorite station 96.1.
Oh yes, the showers of blessing, man. Heaven pull down of rain. Good morning, folks. Welcome to the TBS, the Truth Breakfast Show. 96.1, the heart and soul of Liberia. It's great to be back with you this morning on a Wednesday. It's midweek. The birthday can't hold him. I told someone, I said, wait, you will arrive. Good morning. This is Liberia's biggest breakfast show, cutting across the 15 counties in the land and breadth of the Republic of Liberia. The love of liberty brought us together. Let justice be done to all. Yes, it's a little bit wet out there, so I'd like to say good morning wherever you find yourself, however you're listening. Let's have a great time interacting, arguing, and you know what? In the midst of all, what we do, count your voice. His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Liberia, returned home on today. Good morning, folks. Last night, oh yes, television was so hot. The U.S. presidential debate, five things taken, five major highlights from the Harris-Trump debate was on last night. Donald Trump and Kamala Harris clashed on Tuesday night in the first debate ahead of the November presidential elections. 90 minutes, man. Oh, this reminds me like a soccer game. 90 minutes uninterrupted, no water break. 90 minutes in Philadelphia saw a volley of personal attacks. There were personal attacks as they tussle over abortion, immigration, and foreign policies. These were major things. If you watch it, and you feel you're watching a movie, though that was a real presidential debate, arguing on abortion, immigration, and guess what? On the foreign policy. Nice to see you as this time before I bring on Mecca, That's how it started. Nice to see you. As they walk out, Kamala stood across the stage to Trump. As he approached the podium, she said, offering a handshake. Do our politician offer a handshake when John Colley called a Duca debate? It was the first handshake in 8 years. The first handshake in the presidential debate in 8 years. Harris spent the majority of the debate looking directly at her opponent. She looked at Donald Trump so ferociously, shaking her head, having lots of fans online who won the debate. Good morning, folks. So much to talk about this morning. This is the TBS. My name is Oni Roberts. Maka Devins right here. Together, we're going to serve you breakfast straight up to 10 o'clock this morning in the midst of all country friends. Good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Yes. Good morning, Oni. Good morning to all of you who have joined us this morning. And I'm actually coming late because of the heavy rain.
Yes,
Yes.
I understand that.
Yes.
And I told someone, you will not carry away.
No, not at
Yes,
all.
yeah. You
I
know, a
didn't-
guy
I
who
didn't-
loves to flashy things,
I didn't really do
no.
much,
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I just
Mhm.
passed through a few friends and went home. Yeah.
He said he brought Valo yesterday.
Look up there.
With La Maga
Yeah.
Alusta.
Can I happy I get a good prediction of some prediction?
That's why I'm viewed.
Yeah, so again, let me say good morning to all of you. Thanks to the people who extended best wishes to me yesterday on my birthday. including the social media posts, the
And surprisingly, you
comments.
never respond to my posts.
Oh, really?
Of course. That's like,
Wow.
wow. You went for Mayborn, you responded. You responded to every other person. I said, like,
You know,
anyway.
you're not the only person.
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple of persons.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So I'm going to do a general stuff. But I'm sorry, I thought I actually did.
No.
It was an oversight.
Yeah.
But thank you so much. It takes a mind, a heart of love, to dedicate your own personal account to, post best wishes to people. It is a great thing. Yes, but again, the birthday was good, but Lone Star, our prediction of 2-1 did not come true.
Yeah.
It went way to 3-0, which was very sad for us. But whatever it is, we know, realistically, we know the ranking of Algeria in Africa and the world. We know our own ranking and our own standing. So that's football.
Yeah.
So if we want to justify now, we'll say football at biscuit. We expected it this way and it happened that way, right?
Yeah, but you can still qualify.
Yeah, we can make it.
You can still make it.
We can collect points for the remaining people.
Yes. You still have 2 more home games.
Yeah.
To Togo and Equatorial Guinea.
Yeah.
I guess you didn't follow the debate. The issue of dog, Mr. Mr. Peter Dog came in the US debate.
Yeah, I did not follow the debate like that
because
when I got home, I went straight to sleep.
Yeah. They are eating the dogs. Yeah. Donald Trump said someone ate his dog. Look, the entire social media got flooded. They claim by JD Vance, Trump running mate, that people ate his dog, eating your dog going to US debate. They are eating the dog, they are eating the cat, they are eating the pets of the people, that they are eating just everything. That's a shame in the Donald Trump one. David Cody, you can't sound like Trump. That's a shame. He just eating every pet. Damn it. Yes, but good morning. Melissa will have this one on the breakfast show. It's 6 minutes up to 8 o'clock. Good morning, all of you. Thanks so much for sharing your blessing of Maka yesterday. We most appreciate you, Reverend Stanley, Emmanuel Shaw, and all of you, man. Thank you so much. God bless you, man.
Marcus Pierre.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you there. You know, we did something yesterday. We didn't look at the regular people that we talk to every day. No, we didn't hide no high profile names. No, we didn't do so. Yes, the silent listeners, you did it yesterday. Amen. Thank you, Omar. Yes, let's see what we have.
Yes, so as usual, you are aware this show is proudly sponsored by Orange Liberia and EcoBank Liberia Limited. David Coty will come on shortly with the health tips this morning for at least 5 minutes. That will be followed by the review of the local dailies. And in our studio chat this morning, Upper Caldwell residents of Samoka Town calling on Public Works Ministry to fix their road is another serious issue. I think I must have received a couple of calls from there. UL students cried out for a huge charge in graduation fees just ahead of the commencement. Again, what led to the protest by staffers at the House of Senate? We'll look at that also. House's Committee on Telecommunications headed by Alpha Jones remained tight-lipped after meeting with satellite TV owners in the country, including DSTV, Satcom, NASA, Multi TV, and all of that. At 8:20 to 8:35, the segment Talk to Your Leader come on. 8:35 to around 9. Hagar Gonda and the team will be here. He's the youth chair of Kangastown community. They have taken up the initiative to provide some free skill training program for some young people in the community. I think it's a good initiative, so we thought to give you the opportunity to come and talk about it. At 9, we bring you sports entertainment commercial brought to you proudly by Orange Liberia and EcoBank Liberia Limited. 9:15 to 10 this morning on the last segment of the TBS, we will have the officer in charge of the Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency, Mr. Christopher Peters. He will be our guest this morning. So much to talk about in the midst of being in charge of the LDA, one of the very important institutions when it comes to protecting the future of Liberia, especially against drug and substance abuse. I think he's been in charge for a couple of months, and it is very important to sometimes come and talk to the Liberian people about what he's been doing and what is state of the fight against drugs in the country. It's very important, and I want to say thank you, Onu, for ensuring that we have Mr. Peters here this morning. In the midst of all, country first. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Country first missed Prophet Key yesterday.
I didn't follow.
Look, this is a dramatic country,
Prophet had to run for his life. Yes, Prophet and this guy they called Tevez. Prophet
Okay.
said Tevez was the one who incited the crowd against him.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, the men were in the stadium, okay, but later on, everything just kind of there was a throwing of stones back and forth. But that kind of work we do, you got to be very, very, very careful. You don't know who's listening, watching your back, who love you, who don't like you. I mean, it's a hard thing. But anyway, respecting the rule of law is thing we should abide by in our country. Great lineup. Chris Peter, the OIC of the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency. Chris Peters will be our guest on the live segment this morning. In the midst of all I will do, the country of friends. Look, let me warn Mac Jabate before I do the lineup. Mac, you want me to tell Joseph Boyka to suspend you? Mac did something, and I was thinking, but is it a minister? Is Mac actually a minister? There was a communication. David, just hold on 10 seconds. There was a communication that came out from the Internal Affairs. Later on, the Internal Affairs said no. That was the information ministry. It's not true that people should line up and meet President Boyka on today. Then back to calling the people show, like defend it. Then they're asking who wrote the communication, who signed it. He said, okay, the president said, the minister said, will call. Then why you call? He said, Minister Brown will call. Samuel Brown said, will call, whatever his signature on there or not. I mean, we have to be careful.
Yeah, only just 30 seconds. I know people may be trying to do some kind of damage control and stuff because we saw the memo. I know people are trying to do some damage control, but I think it should have never even happened in the first place.
Yes.
It should never happen in the first place. The same thing people talk about around here on you. Ministers, in fact, ordinary staffers of ministries and agencies leaving our job just to go to the airport. We know that the president went on a major trip. But some key officials of government, maybe cabinet ministers, can go and welcome the president back to the country. But to say ministers, deputy ministers, assistant ministers, senior staff, to go to the airport to go and receive the president and his dedication,
you don't shut the whole country
this
down.
should not be happening. We didn't expect this at all. It should not be happening. It should not be happening.
They'll learn from this.
So that damage control you're trying to do, it should be damage control for the next 5 years and some months. We should never see that kind of memo coming up anywhere again. When the president is coming from out of the country, despite the nature of the trip, some cabinet ministers, key cabinet ministers can go to the airport, welcome the president, and bring him to the capital. You cannot take the entire government to the airport to go and welcome the president. This is out of order, and we don't expect it at all.
In a blog, too, Boyka just going to say, but what are these people here for?
Yeah.
You say, well, you man, why you bring all the people in here for? Who's doing the Liberian people job?
That sycophancy behavior of I-7 ship, we don't like it. Yeah, we don't let that I-7 ship. The president coming up, put people in box and go to what?
I can feel sorry.
Campaign time to say we want to boost the president morale. No.
I feel sorry for most of the secretaries there. Most of the blame can go on there. Yeah. Is it the secretary yet type A?
Yeah, but the order now, the instruction.
They see to the library, the figuring of the what's the thing, the budget, right? Yeah, the secretary yet type A.
Yeah, they say the whole blame, the house blame the deputy chief clerk.
Yeah, just put it on a clerk. I can
not even the chief clerk, but the deputy chief clerk. Look at that kind of
you the only blame me, yeah.
Scapegoating.
Yes.
Look at that kind of scapegoating.
Great. Let's bring you help to David Cody. Come up right now. Let's hear from you, David Ernest Cody.
Our camera will be to that airport. Let me see staff force and assistant minister, deputy minister, and to that airport. Say they go welcome the president. Y'all move on there. Y'all go do your work.
Yeah, we'll go do that work. I mean, but Mac, don't try that thing he did last night. Yeah. What? It's embarrassment there. Anyway, let's bring our help to David Cody. David's going to fill us in this morning. I'm sure he's drinking some hot tea, a very cold weather. With his socks still on his feet. Yes, David, am I lying?
Well, I can't say a man like you can lie, but I don't drink tea in the morning.
Okay.
I eat my apple and cucumber every morning. So that's what I do here, fruits and vegetables.
Fruits and vegetables. But remember why you keep putting closing argument behind us? Go ahead. Like Joseph Kula, go ahead.
Oh, okay. All right. Stomach ulcer is our topic today. The causes of ulcer and what you should do and not do when you have ulcer. But first, ulcer is simply sore in your stomach or in your small intestine. I will find a time to tell you more about this big intestine and small intestine so you can be very, very careful about what you eat. But that's not the topic today. We're talking about ulcer today. The causes of ulcer. One, fasting. Well, I don't want to say it's a bad thing to fast, but sometimes it can bring trouble to you. It brings some sore in the stomach there. And sometimes skipping meals. If you don't have it, well, then that's it. But if you have it, please eat your breakfast, your lunch, and your dinner. It's always important. Number two, one of the reasons for ulcer in the stomach is long-term use of certain medications. For example, aspirin, naproxen, and ibuprofen. Now, ibuprofen, not ibuprofen. Now, am I on? I'm going off. I'm not hearing you.
Go ahead, you
Hello?
there. Go ahead, David. You are there. Go ahead. David, go ahead. We are hearing you.
Now, long-term use of certain medications like aspirin, naproxen, and ibuprofen. Now, these are all painkillers. You don't just take, but this is what I told you the other day about your liver. It's not only your liver that you will destroy when you keep taking tablets all of the time, you also destroy your stomach. It will create ulcer in the stomach. This is why you should always take medication by doctor's prescription. The doctor should say, take it and take it this way, not just going to the drugstore and throwing tablets in your stomach. Number three, stress. Don't let anything worry you too much. This whole thing about worry, my friend, everybody got problem aware. If you didn't eat today, you're not the only one. Some people did not even eat yesterday. So worry, stress can also bring about also your stomach. Now, don't take it lightly because ulcer takes 4 to 8 weeks to heal. Sometimes it even requires surgery. So don't take it lightly. So those of you who can people tell you just drink fresh milk, it will help you, that lie. Do not just sit in your house and start drinking milk. In fact, fresh milk or whatever can make the case worse. So see a doctor, contact a doctor to tell you what to do. Now, certain things you need to avoid when you have ulcer. Number one, coffee. Two, green tea. So only you will not like this, but check yourself. If you have ulcer, don't drink green tea. Number three, energy drinks. There are some people who are home business. When they hear, but I don't want to call it names of Europeans that want business, but energy drink. You take it for manpower business, be very careful. You must check first whether you got ulcer or not. If you don't have ulcer,
They just went off the line. Yeah. Yes, David Cote, what happened? Your network just dropped. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Just go ahead.
okay. Don't eat spicy food with too much pepper, and stop drinking alcohol. Remember this. Use food as medicine, especially fruits and vegetables. They are not only nutritional, but medicinal. When you eat more fruits and vegetables, you will not only be healthy, but you will look good and you'll live long. Reduce your heavy hold of rice and fufu. I'm not saying that they're not good. I'm not saying you should eat rice and fufu, but eat them in small amounts, especially when you have some certain medical conditions like diabetes. Be very careful. Even if you don't have diabetes, there's too much of a heavy bowl of rice, heavy bowl of fufu every day is not good for you. Eat more fruits and vegetables and small rice. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you, David Cote. Have a blessed day. Yes, have a good day.
David, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, David. Let's bring the review of the papers. Not many will fall in our possession. What's making news is wet Wednesday. And so, welcome to the review of the local daily. Let's start out with our first stop this morning. The Inquirer newspaper, the front page of the Inquirer newspaper, U.S. State Department releases 2024 investment report. Highlights opportunities, challenges in Liberia. It's a major story captured on the front page of the Inquirer. Grab a copy and read the U.S. State Department report on investment. Grab a copy. China counsels Liberia U.S. $6.5 billion debt. Wow. This is good news. China cancels Liberia's US $6.5 billion debt. Well, President Joseph Boyka is captured here on the front page of the Inquirer. You can grab a copy of the Inquirer newspaper, still on the front page of the Inquirer. For misuse of public money in conspiracy, Twe Twine, Kopo Kamol to be tried in criminal code A, where I'm seeing former finance minister Samuel Twe is captured here on the front page of the Inquirer. Let's go to the back page quickly. The back page, monkeypox cases intensify in Liberia, where is Louis Christian. Monkeypox cases intensify in Liberia is here on the back page of the Inquirer this morning.
Yeah, let's go for the hot pepper newspaper. The banner headline on the front page: Tuan Camo and others finally indicted, accused of first-degree felony. Where I'm seeing the 4 former officials of government here: Samuel Twe, Stanley Ford, Councillor Unity Tuan, and is this Jefferson?
Camo.
Yes, Jefferson Camo.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, all captured on the front page of the hot pepper newspaper. Still on the front page: government workers instructed to abandon work to welcome Boyka home today is a question mark, and but information ministry denies.
Okay.
Where I'm seeing the photograph of the president. Let's go to the back page of the hot pepper newspaper. U.S. Embassy announces new visa service provider.
Okay.
Well, this is good news. Somebody was just asking me yesterday.
The website have been down.
Yeah. U.S. Embassy announces new visa service provider. Where I'm seeing the seal of the U.S. Embassy right here on the back page of the hot pepper newspaper. Still on the back page, Liberia Immigration Service disrobes Officer Joseph Body. Joseph Body. Oh, what happened? Well, if you grab a copy of this paper for just $40 Liberian, you read it detailed. AYF Liberia to gather 500 Liberians for Run for Peace event is the final story on the back page of the hot paper.
So lastly, from my end, the independent, yes, from grass to disgrace. This what is this? From grace to disgrace. I'm saying that this is the Internal Affairs Minister, Francis Yimanin, debt code order seizure of Internal Affairs Ministry assets.
Minister's assets.
Yeah, the minister assets. Well, from grace to disgrace, we have to follow up this. What's coming up on the code? Peter Toby to tell us about this. Well, the Minister of Internal Affairs captured here on the front page of the Independent. Boyka strikes of sundry deals or big deals in China. The president is captured making lots of airwaves. On the sub-list story on the front page of the Independent, you grab a copy. On the back page, quickly, the back page of the Independent, from current rainy season, government partners gave flood victims US 45 each monthly. Okay, 45 US each. Where are the errors? We need to find out. Speaker Kofa introduces new transparency measures. A sub-list story on the back page of the Independent. You can grab a copy and read the rest of the story this morning. Finally, on the back page, Judy Andy lobbies with government for budgetary support to promote peace, healthcare, and other. Former culture ambassador Judy Andy is captured here. And in the review from my end.
Yes, finally, from my end is the Women Voices newspaper, $40 Liberian for a copy of this paper, September 11, 2024. CSO coalition condemns political intrusions into county council structures, says it undermines function or foundational principles. Well, I'm seeing the logos of the National Civil Society Council of Liberia, Integrity Watch, Central Accountability Lab, NIBUT, all on the front page of the Women Voices newspaper. Stay on the front page. Ex-foreign minister faces vilification. Falling Flag Day oration receives threats to her life. I'm seeing former minister Olibanki King Akirele is captured right here on the front page of the Women Voices newspaper, receiving threats to her life. Wow, that's a big news.
Where's the threat coming from?
Exactly. You have to read the details of this story. Again, on the front page of this paper, the photographs of prominent Liberian women are captured. The Senate Pro Tem is back. I'm seeing former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, of course, former Vice President Joel Howard Taylor, Kamala Harris, whom the CNN flash poll placed at 63% victory over Donald Trump in the debate last night, is also captured right here on the front page. I'm seeing Pro Tem Yomli Kanga Lawrence, the superintendent of Nema County, Koume Apegono is also here. I'm seeing Councillor Mariah Yakula Kokpo also right here. Georgia Wallen is captured. Also, I'm seeing this last one, the name is not too clear. So yes,
and you recognize her face.
yes, not really, but it's Willamita. Is it Bangura?
Okay.
Yes, I think
If we recognize her, we'll replace her with Charisma. Minister
Tell-
Charisma Pelen Red.
Red,
Yeah,
yes,
we'll
okay.
replace her.
Yes, that's it for the review of the local dailies.
Yes, thank you so much. The show is brought to you by Orange Liberia, of course, Echo Bank, the Prime African Bank. Is proud to present the Truth Breakfast Show. Good morning to all of you listening. Today's Wednesday. Let's go to Upper Car, where I'm thinking about the resident there at the Samuka Town. Good morning to the Minister of Public Works. I understand you'll be in country also on today. So this is just 1 minute of our time we are using. The importance of us flagging this. Carwell, Upper Carwell, the Samuka Carwell, Samuka Town. Yeah, I think it's a vibe Mendy guy named before. Samuka Town Road from Upper Carway. It links, if that road is fixed, it will take you straight to Johnsonville. You see the importance of having the feeder roads, So we want to remind, and as I speak, that place looks like a Banga highway back then, the Samuka Town Road. So we want to call on the Ministry of Public Works. We understand Sir Joseph did some facelifting to the road before putting some red light, but the place have gotten us so bad off. To do away with traffic congestion, people who's coming to the Pinsville belt wouldn't have to use the Bushel Island. You can drive through Carwell, Samuka Town, and just go straight to Johnsonville, and you see yourself into Mount Backland red light. So we want to call on the attention of the Ministry of Public Works, the Carwell Samuka Town Road. Please. Yes, we're bringing this to your attention. Let's move on to the University of Liberia. I have some contact. Good morning to you. Remember, we had an interview with him for more iPhone. Are you looking at the Jeremiah Popo suit? Look at your dream suit. That's so cool. Will come for you 2029.
The day I'm going for confirmation hearing.
You wear the suit.
Yes.
You'll be confirmed straight. Once you wear Jeremiah suit, you'll be confirmed.
Yeah.
Yes. The University of Liberia. I have some contact. Good morning. Officer in charge, the acting president, the UL. The fees at the state-run university is troubling. If you look at the social media,
it's almost like to say it was tuition free that was loud.
Yes, that tuition fee that
why you pay for the graduation alone can cover the school fees when there were.
I want you to repeat that thing. Repeat it.
Absolutely. Because why you're paying for the graduation fees if you're
time to graduate, time to pay all the school fees now.
Exactly, that's what it is.
Darius Dillon, Senator Dillon, did something yesterday, and it was good, and it looked on other way. That's a disabled lady who's about to graduate, right? He took that lady and went live with her. But in the majority, I know you're going to check out
in the comment section.
Yes, in the majority, he's going to pay a graduation fee, but majority of students don't have graduation fees, Senator Dillon. I mean, that was a good one to see a disabled, to go to school 4 or 5 years to graduate. It's a good one. But in the majority, the graduation fee at the state-run university, these are parents who will be coming out and they have children to send to school. It's too high. Hey, man. Look, the graduation, the preliminary clearance is just going left and right.
I don't know whether they can do. I don't know whether the university can do anything about it now.
So bad.
To good for people to help other people who are really struggling because I think the graduation started already.
Yes, it's actually next month.
Okay.
Next month, there's people still paying the fees out there.
Okay.
Yes, but it's too high. It's challenging to pay almost $400 for the fees. This was free school. So, if this happened, right, nothing is done, right? The information from the Ministry of Education are telling that graduation for high school, $100, junior high, $5,000 will also not work because the state-run university to pay this amount in this kind of country we are in to raise a 400 blocks. It's not something easy. Yeah. Anyway, can we move on?
Yeah.
Let's go down to what happened yesterday. Good morning to the Senate Pro-Tem. Welcome back home, Young Lee. Yesterday, there was a mini protest. It was no secret that on the e-mansion announced that staffers, senators should return to work. Emergency sitting or emergency meeting, how you call it?
Extraordinary.
Extraordinary, that's the word. So if you saw what went wrong yesterday, the protest, the staffers are saying we need to be paid too. The plenary, the Secretary of the Senate, is now telling they are not showing the communication that was sent from the executive that we include them. Since you will come for this special extraordinary sitting, we should also be captured too. So to compare the Senate Pro Tem to get down for a vehicle and walk. Almost 5 minutes, she decided, came out and walked and talked to the leadership. But within that same leadership meeting, look, and let me just say this, Maka, this is clear. There are some lawmakers already started to get a vehicle for the $5,000 car. Yes, I'll talk with some one or two off the record. You can go to your procurement area and set the vehicle, say, look, this is a vehicle I want. You come back. Some people, I'm still yet to verify whether someone will receive the physical for the 5K. But the ordinary staffers, what belongs to them should be given to them. Pro Tem, want to appeal to you. The staffers have reached out to us. We saw it yesterday. And within that setting, there was a serious argument between Senator McGill and Senator Prince Moi. Almost close to a fight, back to back. One calling the frame criminal versus criminal, and we ordinary like bro, just watching. You should be arguing about what the country stands to benefit. It took almost 10 minutes. The senator knocked or gravel. Moise couldn't stop. McGill couldn't stop until everyone left and see and took the gravel and said, look, we're joining this section. Like, bro, biggest problem is our house. I mean, that's it. But
yes, again, that's the issue. But what really led to the staffers protest is I heard someone say it's because they are demanding benefit for
they need a benefit
for the extra sitting.
You need it.
Well, I don't know. It is a little bit critical to explain because what we understand from the Constitution is that when the legislature sign a resolution to return, then the government would not have to pay them for the extra sitting. But if the executive call them back, if the executive calls the legislature back, then they will be paid benefits. Now, the critical point there is if they were the one who signed, because according to the report we carry in the news, they signed the certificate to return, and then the president, issued a proclamation, and they came back. If that is the case, then if they call themselves back and they are not entitled to benefits, then what happened to the staffers is the biggest question. So are they also coming to work free?
The staffers are the one who doing more work.
Are they also coming to work free, saying that bosses say, well, we have some critical national issues we have to attend to, Mr. President. We have signed the certificate to return, issue the proclamation, we'll come back to do the work. But what happens to the staffers is the issue. So only for this vehicle issue, for me, I really don't want to really drag it, because you know why I don't want to drag it? This thing has been going on forever. I mean, just by the fact that, they are going to take the vehicle, it should not prompt protest. It should not be a cause for protest, because, I mean, they are aware. They are aware.
They are not protesting for the vehicle, but this is extraordinary sitting. The benefit, they strongly believe they are doing the work more. The staffers believe they are the one who doing the job. So the communication, they insisted that the communication should be read in plenary that was sent from the executive. Up to now, I mean, it have not been read, have not been done so.
Okay, so we'll do more due diligence to the story. But what we understand from the Constitution is that if the legislature calls itself back, they will not be paid. But if the executive calls them, they will be paid.
Yes.
Now, the sticky point
and the argument right there.
Yeah, but the sticky point is, what happens to the staffers?
If they are called by the executive, they should be paid. If they call themselves back, then they should not be paid because it's a normal job. Yeah. So that needs to be read in plenary. That communication that was sent, Yamala Sengwe, the Secretary of the Senate,
most of your staffers say you didn't read the communication that came from the executive. So again, they plan to do another protest today again. But on a very serious note, our country will give in for the 5,000 to our lawmakers after 3 years. Go and buy a vehicle. Go buy a vehicle and come back in 3 years. We'll give you another one. We spoke with one or two lawmakers, some of them, dragging with it. Oh, I haven't seen it. I said, but you're in a chat room. Have you procured your own yet? To say, well, I'm hearing it. People now want to be exact with information. We play with information too much. But anyway, so because of time, people can flip the lines to open up.
Yes, we can. Again, let me say congratulations. We understand that 24 senators in section yesterday voted yes to the confirmation of Augustine Gafan. Yes, that was one. So we want to say congratulations to the new finance minister.
Gafan signed the first check for lawmakers on Gafan for the 5K.
Yeah, but he has to be in commission, appointed in commission by the president.
That messed that job already.
Yes, so we'll take a couple of calls this morning. 7702025 on the female line. Your call. We gave you the opportunity. Recently, we are noticing that the women are not calling a lot.
Yes,
but we can take we can take Bobby Addison, who has been former spokesperson for the staff of the legislature. You have to say something about the extra sitting issue. So Bobby, you can call.
Okay, so someone just informing graduation is already in progress.
Yes,
the 16th of September is graduation.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I heard. So let's take Bobby briefly. Bobby, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, sir, and good morning to Onig, and happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
When I just listened to your line, or the one that has to do with Star Wars at the Capitol building, I once served as spokesperson for the House of Representatives, Star Wars, for nearly 2 years.
Okay.
What normally happens at that house, once the certificate is signed by the executive, calling on lawmakers to return. Maybe they have other issues to discuss that was not touched. What they do, they also ask us to join them to come back and we receive whatsoever that is half of our salary or the full amount. That has been doing administration of Nukwe, Talo, and downward to former Speaker Chambers. But what normally the tricky part in this, Michael, would need what the guys normally do, they will say, we send for ourselves, we call ourselves, so that Starbucks would not benefit. Once they say we call ourselves back, but how possible for you to call yourself back for unfinished business at the house? Yeah, sometimes it can happen. But when I listened to the announcement that came to, or the communication that came from the executive marshal, through Robert Haynes, who spoke on it back a few months or time back, he said that the executive have cut short, the lawmakers cut short their visit because they should have been out there meeting with the people, but the caution they said they should return to complete other issues that they have not debated on the floor.
Okay.
They should come back. So meaning now that the executive called them, but because they do not want to get Starbucks what they supposed to get, so we call.
So Bobby, that communication that came from the executive should be ready in plenary.
Absolutely, that's what they normally do. From the day of early startup, Nukwe down to Chambers, they will read it that this is what we got from the executive. They put on the floor for debate. If you have quorum for it to be accepted or not, then they go ahead with that. The others will speak against me, what I'm saying. But as former spokesman, Jeremiah P., John Bakwe, we used to be the one to speak for Starbucks in our house.
Okay.
How we know it operates.
Thank you. Yeah, I just hope one of the lawmakers can just chip in for at least 2 minutes, to just provide some clarity. It is good like that for our people to know some of these things.
Yes.
However, it's hard to get them.
It's hard. It's very hard because they know so we'll ask that for the 5K question.
Let me take the women line and hear who's here. Good morning. Good morning. Morning.
Yeah, Rebecca, I'm calling you from Duporo.
Thank you, ma'am.
Happy birthday to you, Maka. Thank you for responding to my text yesterday. O'Neil did. I saying happy birthday, he didn't respond.
Oh.
Two of you, you're the females. That's why I love you people.
Okay.
People can speak straight to the point. O'Neil and Maka, let me tell us this morning. The problem of this nation is our elders. Can you imagine how intimidating it was yesterday our mother, and later in the sea for the fact that she is ahead of you. But at least you guys should obey. But you saw what happened, a man have to get up and to put situation under control. Liberia, we should know better now. To do those things. This is where you and make that you are in the driving seat of this nation. You can't go talking like little children in class. They don't listen to each other. Our House of Representatives and the House of Senate, we beg you guys are there on our behalf. If one person is on the floor, the rest you have to hear. After the voting, you don't need to agree with someone. You can just agree and agree, as Olim can always say. You know?
Okay.
I want to praise the Lord ever so much for what you people said this morning. How the whole, everybody say, let me tell us, President Waka, don't even get time for somebody to welcome him. No, the people is not in for that. When he is coming, even he will come and look at our airport. He will still come home. But you should use our way to go and welcome him.
My RB, let the president demonstrate that by stating it. Let it like people here one day. Let him say, for example, well, I don't fancy this whole crew of people coming to welcome me. When he says it, then the Liberian people will know the president not offer it. But if he remains quiet on it, then we'll say he the one can tell the people to go wait for him. Exactly. Okay. Thank you, my Thank you, my RB. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's go to the middle line. Who's on the line? Good morning. Morning. Morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Go ahead, please.
Mr. Allison was right when he said that they can call themselves, but he said something. He said, I don't know how possible it is for people to call themselves. Well, it's possible. It's part of the law. The president can call them back, or they can call themselves back if they feel that there are some major issues to discuss. But I think the only thing that can be done here is this. That's my own suggestion. If the lawmakers call themselves back, they're not going to be paid by the government. No. What I think could be done out of some goodwill, they could look somewhere and do something for the staffers. Because we can't say because you call yourself back now, so the staffers must suffer. No. You can do something for them from somewhere. And the staffers too may be getting angry because they see a lot of big money passing around.
Yeah, they're doing a job. They're seeing it. They're typing it. They're typing all the information going back and forth.
Oh, yeah, they're doing a great job there. You can imagine big money passing around. Every 3 years, a new car for one lawmaker. Can you imagine that? And you getting 6,000?
It's just like in the bank. You the teller in the bank, people withdrawing, people saving. You just see in the morning, by the end of the day.
You don't get anything. So, lawmakers, I beg you. I know you call yourself back. It's part of the law. You can call yourself back. But I beg you, if people see your brand new car, your 45,000 every 3 years, they also see you.
It's provocative. It's provocative, David.
Provocative. So please look somewhere. The same thing you're looking to get for the 5,000 every 3 years, and to look there too and get something for the staffers. Yes, we look.
Okay. Thank you. All right, great. Let's get more calls up. We have to see here, guy. And the tool. Let's get more calls up. 0777 285-961. Go ahead. Morning. You penetrate on the female line. No, that line is for the female.
We don't want to do female.
Yes, let's go to the middle line. Yeah, the middle line. Say there's no one on your phone for the middle line. This number is also on WhatsApp. 0777-285-961. 285-961. Let's go to the middle line. And still flipping up on the line. This is the TBS who anticipate our guests coming up 9:15. The OIC of the LD will be with us. Let's get this caller. Good morning.
Good morning, Cedric Ramos and Ambassador Mike Davis. And let me say good morning to the very listeners and viewers following the broadcast this morning. Ambassador, let me say happy belated birthday to you. The issue has with the regular calls now, I think.
Now, please go to the issue. You lock it, you go through. Yeah, go to the issue.
Yeah, so I got this morning purposely to portray the section you guys made on the show concerning the the release that came from the Ministry of Internal Affairs. So whatsoever that we condemn and spoke against yesterday, we should be able to stand firmly and maintain those opposition. We said it was wrong in the past on the former regime led by the former President George Manuel Weah. Today, the president coming back to the country and people telling, public and civil servants to go and receiving a burial duty. If this is confirmed, let the president take the decision on that particular internal affairs minister. We should not be doing this in this country.
All right. Thank you. Let's go to the line. Milton, good morning.
Good morning, O'Neill. Good morning, Maka. How are you doing this morning?
Well, that national team is still crying for yesterday.
We got good yesterday, man. For me to wake up from Thursday, it's very difficult for me, but the reason I'm trying to wake up because you're not really strange to me. So, even though I went with different expectations, but that's the reality we saw yesterday. So, we tell God, thank you. We tell the boys, thank you. We tell the government, thank you. We tell the coach, thank you. And we also want to tell the LFP, thank you. And tell you people, thank you yesterday for what you did. But quickly, let me speak to a few national issues. We said that there was no need to always put people together to go wait for president to the airport whenever the president travels. Because people are in school, students are students are going to stay on the road to wait for the president coming. We said this thing was wrong. So people shouldn't be doing it today. Again, at the national legislature, I used to work to that place. When the guys say they call themselves, the reason they can say they call themselves is very simple. Even the staff in their office by law, you're supposed to get your pay again the same way your regular pay is looking at. So that means you take pay 2 times a month. But what they will do, they will say we call ourselves and they pay for our staff should go to them and they can send that money to their account. So their staff can take that money because they know who will go to work with them. So these things are very wrong in this country. So when we change people, we brought people on board in our House of Representatives or Senators for them to be able to do the right thing. They should continue to do the right thing. They shouldn't be following the same thing other people did when we got angry with them, remove them. Thank you very much.
Okay. Yes, thank you very much. Let's get one more call, then we'll link out to our guests. Yes. With also this morning, I'm seeing Hick already in the studio. Again, we want to announce at 9:15 this morning. The OIC of the LDA, Chris Peters, will be with us at 9:15 this morning. So we can pick one more call. If we do have yeses coming through the line, then we'll link up with our guests this morning.
Good morning. Your background is so...
No,
man,
so terrible. Can't do this.
Good
man.
morning.
Good morning.
Yes, quickly.
Let me say a pleasant good morning to Liberia. I'm phone from District 4, and this is information to Senior. Quickly to this issue of the president's arrival on today. Like many callers have said, these are things that we spoke against. If you would take all of the ministers from the ministry and some of the directors from these agencies to go and meet the president, sometimes the issue of generating revenue for the country will be stalled. And that is not right, because some of these ministry and agencies in the country, they are responsible for raising revenue or generating revenue. So if we should take all of the hurricanes from the ministry or agency to go and meet the president, you are simply saying to the Liberian people, we don't want to generate revenue for the country's cover. And quickly to this issue of the legislators, look, we need to be very serious here. Even if you should say to your staffers that you call yourself because you have some national duties to attend to, these people are working. For the fact that they are working, they need to take something home to put food on their table. So like Honorable Curtis there, wherever the lawmakers can look to see how best they can give these people their fair salary and benefits, I think that would be very prudent rather than allowing these people to protest to put food on their table.
All right. Akre boy, thank you so much. Yes. Thank you so much for flipping up our last call this morning. Look, those of you who are trying to call, you must keep trying the regular line every day. Save the number in your phone.
People receive issue.
Not
being treated. So you don't want other people to have voice on the show too.
That might give you show, do
That's not fair to us too,
man.
So like we indicated in our lineup this morning, we have how many persons there? Two. Okay. So the new youth chairman of Kankan Star community in Johnsonville, That was the community where they dumped the rotting rats on you.
Oh, okay.
Yes. but why the chairman looking at me? The chairman's finding me. Yes, but Hagar is our own also. We are grateful to have him here this morning. We decided to provide this opportunity to them to come just briefly this morning to talk about some of the initiative. The last time I was in his community, he invited me there. They had some program for the young people. I think it was very unique. I didn't know he was a good leader until I started to come across him gradually. Until your opponent can tell who he is, but I know him to be a good leader. But Hagar, good morning, and to you and your colleague. You just care to introduce him to us?
Yes, so he will better introduce himself. But for the benefit of the public, my name is Hagar Ganda, and I'm privileged to be the youth chairperson of
getting feedback.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm privileged to be the youth chairperson of Kangastan in Johnsonville.
No.
And yes, it's good that I'm here. This is a place that I grew up, so it's my home. And being here is always a pleasure.
Okay, my name is Victor Pape Howard. I'm the Executive Director for Liberia Youth and Communities Empowerment Program. So my name is Victor Pape Howard, and I'm the Executive Director of Liberia Youth and Communities Empowerment Program.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, easy. But yes, again, thanks for you guys to come on. But let's hear the relationship between the two institutions, the youth chair's office, the community, and your institution.
Yes, so we came in contact with the LWAS CPE through our quest to ensure that the young people of our community are empowered. And that is because it was part of our promise to them during the elections. So we said, when we are given the opportunity to represent them, we ensure that they are empowered. And so because of that, following the elections, we've been around seeking how we can get support and who we think can help us in ensuring that we meet that promise to our people. And that's how we came across the LYCPE through one of its executives. And then we had a conversation, and yes, that was just how the relationship started. So the detail of the relationship is why we are here, but we'll speak more about that. But I would like for Victor to speak about the activities of his organization.
Talk a little bit about the organization, and then we will talk about the initiative that you intend to undertake in Kangastan.
Yeah. Okay, thank you again, Maka. The Liberia Youth and Communities Empowerment Program, LYCEP for short, is Community Development Advocacy and Capacity Building Organization, established in 2022 by like-minded individuals, especially young people who come from different professional backgrounds, who saw that having acquired some skills and education and opportunities, it was prudent that we come together and give back to society through capacity building. And since inception, we've been involved with vocational skills training and advocacy and community development works. To date, we've worked in 4 counties, Montserrado, Margibi, Nimba, Mapulu. And so we've trained over close to 3,000 persons in different vocational skill areas. And currently, we are also working with 10 schools across Montserrado County, advocating for minimization of menstrual bullying and stigmatization in schools.
Okay.
Yeah, so we are also working with the county education office and some education officers as well as school administrators, you know, to see that bullying and stigmatization of girls during the menstrual period is minimized in schools across Montserrat.
These are all different and important initiatives, but where do you get a backing from, your source of support?
Okay, on the front of the vocational skill training program, it is something that we do collectively from our own mega and little resources that we raise from our other professional works. So we get contributions sometimes from the board, and sometimes we also get contribution from community people. Like for instance, in 2023, most of our works we did across the counties, we got most of our support came from politicians who, you know, are interested in contesting elections.
Okay.
But normally we do our programs free. And so whatever we raise is in the form of volunteering and giving back to society.
That is great. So, what are you going to be doing with the leadership of the Kankanstan community for which you guys are here? And Chairman, you want to just lay out the vision?
Yeah, so Maka, like I said, you know, during the elections, we promised our young friends that we're going to ensure that we provide some kind of empowerment for them. And it's because of that that since the election, we've been trying to lobby it and see how best we can live up to that commitment. So we came across the LYCPE, and during our conversation with them, they committed to train only females from the community, women and girls, to ensure that they provide them basic skills in 3 categories, which include the soap making, the beauty care, which as part of that you have the hairdressing, the lashes, the face bead, and all of these things, and also the pastry. And now in the pastry, you'll be taught how to face cake with gari instead of the normal flour that you will use. You'll be taught how to face the cake and other bread with gari. So when we had a conversation connected from a background where even the men and all voted for us, we say we cannot just conduct training in the community for women. It will lead to some backlashes from our guys who support our camping and other things. So we thought to have a conversation with the team to ensure that we can include 3 additional courses that will also gain interest for the men. So the LYCPE through Mr. Victor Howard accepted. And so we went around, we tried to get people who could teach in courses like the biodigester engineering, the AC and refrigeration repair, and the satellite installation, or the DSTV installation. So as part of that, when we had a conversation and concluded what it was, we got back to Victor and his team, and that's how we included the 3 additional courses that we are bringing along with the 3 that they are bringing. So the 3 instructors are going to be paid at our expense. When I say at our expense, I'm talking about from my pocket as the youth chairperson of our community. So biodigester engineering, AC and refrigeration repair, and the DSTV installation is going to be added to the pastry, soap making, and of course the beauty care. So these are going to be the 6 courses that are going to be taught, I should say, of charge for residents of our community. And the thing is, Maka, other residents from other communities are now finding interest in this, and maybe they wanting us to make it a Johnsonville-based initiative. Yeah,
they give expanded across Johnsonville.
For me, I don't really. Yeah, we hope to do so. First, our partners said we were looking at 300 persons, but Maka, when they visited the community the last time, they said, "Well, hey, guys, even if we see 1,000 persons,
so what are the prerequisites to benefit?"
So, in order to benefit, the first thing now we've tried to make it open. So, in order to be a beneficiary of this, Maka, you just have to, maybe you here in Police Academy, you know that you can leave from Police Academy every morning to go to Johnsonville doing your class, and that's it every evening, because classes will be from 2:30 to 5:30. So if you know you can make your way every 3 days in a week, you just walk to our registration center there around the Fountain of Life School. You just walk there with $100 Liberian dollars. You get yourself registered, and through all the training, we are going to conduct the training for 3 months, and the 4th month will be the graduation month. So you just every week that you go to school, every week that you will go to school, if you're going to school 3 days in a week, every week that you go to school, you're going with only $100 Liberian dollars. So if you multiply it by 4 in a month, it will be 400 multiplied by 3. It will be 1,200. So in total, you'll be talking about 1,300 to get yourself empowered and be able to live by courses that you will learn. And the interesting thing is from our partners, they've said to all the 3 courses that they are bringing, like the beauty care, the soap making, and the pastry, they are going to ensure that materials for these courses are provided. So we don't want to burden our students with the issue of material that will lead them to dropping from school or dropping from the training. So because of that, our partners have said we'll make these things available. And yes, the 100 you're providing every week is just to compensate the instructors that are leaving from their homes every time and coming to teach you. So that is basically just for that. But the instructors, what they'll really be generating as their salary is going to come from the LYCPE and of course the youth team of Kangastan.
Wow. Well, that's ambitious, and we want to appreciate you and the team for that. Firstly, but again, what level of interest are your people expressing? Because sometimes people let opportunity to slide.
Micah, if you just allow us to announce our number here, we get booming. The last time I spoke about this on the radio, up to now, I'm still receiving tons of calls, and even up to now because I'm on.
Are you receiving the calls from the community that's supposed to benefit, or people are calling?
Yes, so the young people of Johnsonville, of Kangastan, I should say, the young people of Kangastan have gotten involved into this, and they themselves have started the publicity within the community. So as we speak, Maka, like I said, the recruitment process should be running for this entire month, but from the look of things, maybe after our appearance here,
the initial target was 300. Do you have the capacity for more than that?
We got a capacity for even 2,000-3,000 persons. We don't want to make it too bulky, so maybe at most we'll be considering, we should say 1,000. Yes, that's what we can start.
Is this just one blow, or is going to be done in cycle? Maybe after the first cycle you can continue. But I think, Howard, can you say something about that?
Howard can speak to that.
Yeah. So on the front of continuity, it squarely lies with the community, because for us, we are overloaded with a lot of activities across the country. You know, we were actually resting after we worked from January last year to December. We decided to rest and just follow some other advocacy activities when they came and knocked on our doors. So continuity will depend on the output and interest from the community, because most times when we initiate these activities, people will come in very huge, and all of a sudden they start to drop, and at the end, sometimes numbers that come, obviously all of them cannot graduate. But then again, the interest that is shown by the community for continuity is where we go back to continue our activities. So it's quite a lot on what the kind of interest they will show, and our collaboration and cooperation with the community leaders. And also the other institutions that will come to collaborate with us. The cohesion is what will make us to continue, or we will have to deviate. But our goal is that we can't just do this one-off, but it has to be a continued process.
Chairman Hagar Gonda, what do you say about that?
So, Maka, if it is only up to Kangastan and trust us, this is going to be a continued process, because we intend to always engage, let's say, empower our friends. In my unit, Maka will got elected for 3 years, and the 23rd of this month, the 23rd of this month is going to make us, I'm saying us, the entire leadership that was elected is going to make us 3 months. Okay. So imagine 3 years, and we're just talking about 3 months. We're coming to start this process. It's something that we want to continue until the end of our term. So yes, it is going to be a continual process. Maybe we just want to.
Sometimes resource constraint can affect these kind of programs.
Yeah, sure. And you're right about that. You're right about that. So what we're doing here is the initial stage, and we should say the stage. Okay. We want to try it out there to see the interest from our community, and trust us. Once there is an interest, the next thing we're going to be starting, I will not be paying more than $300 per month to instructors. I will start to look for support now so that it will not just be a Hagar burden, so that even if Hagar is outside of this leadership, we can have somebody too who will build on the innovation and continue it. Because Maka, there will be residents coming in the community continuously, and there are people who are even growing up who intend to do. What will happen if Hagar is no longer the youth chairperson of Ghana?
Do you have to have any level of education before benefiting from these skill training programs?
Basically, Maka, the training is going to be purely practical.
Okay.
So yes, you're going to be seeing the action instead of being taught. Maybe yes,
even
if
I'm not a 6th grade student, I can still go learn how to do soap. I can go learn how to do pastry, right?
Yeah, once your hands can move, your legs can move, your eyes can see, your ears can hear, you can form a part of the training.
That is great. So the requirement you mentioned, walk there, register just $100. When you go to school every day, carry $100, right?
So every week. So every week.
$100 for the week?
Yeah, every week you carry $100.
Oh, okay, every week.
Yeah.
So if the class, I understand, is
3 times a week.
So that means maybe the first day I'm going, I carry $100.
Depending on how soon you get that $100. If you get it on the first day, you get it the second day, you carry, but the third day you should pay the $100.
But this is really free. However, are they going to be identified? Maybe a t-shirt like uniform? Is it going to be?
Yeah. So because of the kind of economic situation we have in our country, we normally don't like to constrain our.
I think they're not constrained. Let the people get t-shirt.
So
if the pastry department, your pastry. If the that one, education not free.
So what we normally do is that we put it to them. Do you want to be unified? If you agree, we set up a committee. I will agree with you on how you want to be unified, per course, and then we can provide t-shirts or whatever, to cover that. But we don't go with just that mindset that we're going to unify them, because we don't want them to come back to say they charge us for t-shirt, they say free, they charge us for t-shirt, they charge us for this and all that. So we have to sit with them and agree upon it.
And Maka, the reason we are conducting this training is to empower the young people. And as part of that, even our disadvantaged brothers in the community, as part of encouraging them to get themselves into society, I have said, as a youth chairperson of the community, at least 25 disadvantaged youth who are willing to form a part of this training, go and form a part. Your 1,200 you're supposed to pay throughout the cycle. I am going to take the initiative for the 25 persons. So we just want to do it so that people
that information reach their cycle.
It's part of the publicity we are carrying on in the community. So we just want to ensure that people can have the opportunity to learn something. Like if we can do this, and maybe the first 600 or 1,000 person empower in our community, we do this for the next 3 years. Maka trust I can understand. We have more employed workforce, self-employed workforce than the noisemakers. That's what we intend to do.
That is good. Victor, what are your expectations through this joining? This is a new joining that you have added to some of the burdens you have already.
So for now, judging from past experiences, it's not too high. Okay. So it's in the middle. And then we will see how it ends up, because honestly, dealing with people is not easy.
Okay.
I mean, sometimes you get frustrated, most especially when you see people who should be adults behaving like the little ones. It can be easy. So from the onset, we don't raise our expectation until we see the first output.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is great. And Chairman Gonda, your expectation?
My expectation is high because of the interest I'm seeing from the community.
Okay.
And all that we can pray for is, yes, pray to God for the gift of life always, so that our people can be strengthened to attend the training. But the interest from there is high. And I told them, I say, with the calls that I'm receiving from outside, or the team is receiving from outside the community, if you people don't show much interest, trust that
benefit.
us others will benefit training that is intended for you, and you people will be seeing that tomorrow. Maybe because if we can see the interest, we might not continue this. And maybe when you see your friend working out now, the way they work out, you won't form a part of it, but it's already late. The training is not here again. So that's why you have to take make use of the opportunity at this early stage.
That is,
and Maka, I just forgot to mention this. One key aspect is that those people we train, while we are doing the training, we are also doing marketing, teaching them how to do marketing.
That was just my next question. I wanted to ask whether these people you train, is there any other opportunity for them maybe to start up after training, you know, whether it is by extra business development training, or by maybe sourcing some kind of support towards them establishing something?
Yeah, so as I was saying, we teach them marketing, and for those who come with, you know, extra skills like public speaking, you know, we take them on to another level. That is to say that we scout the smart ones and also use them as trainers for other places we are going. So they also go and, you know, contribute towards, you know, the process too, by giving back the same way they acquire. So besides that, what we started, and we got some feedback from there, that was some was good, some was not good. So because of that, we decided to drop it a bit. That is, when we started, we usually lobbied for funding to be able to establish small startup groups among them. But now the issue came about when you source a little funding of a 10-20,000 LD and give it to groups. Say, group yourselves into the mini community cooperative and start this. One person will go, either the chairperson or the leadership will sit on that funding, and it will become a whole different whole value. So instead of that, we train you to find somewhere that we think you can align with our vision. We work with you directly.
Okay, that is great. So because of time, we will take a couple of calls, but Hagar, how are you balancing work with community leadership?
My guy, my work in the community is not in no way interfering with what I have to do for the Liberian people. So yeah, we can do all two together, and we can transform our country together. That's it.
Are you starting? I mean, you're almost into political life. Are you entering?
My guy, if we continue to let's say align or initiative like this with politics, then I don't know where we're heading to, because I got it. Like, what I'm doing as youth chairperson for Kangastan now is fulfilling what I promised the people. I am not campaigning for future election. So because I don't want to campaign for future election, let me just say that, and then tomorrow again, or start costing you. We are advocates, right? You as a journalist, you are an advocate. What happens if you try to advocate, and people that you're advocating for, or people who should take you to your advocacy and implement things, are not doing it? There are two kinds of advocacy. We got the theoretical advocacy and the practical advocacy. So you see here, Hagar have said these things: let politicians empower the next generation. Politicians are not doing it. So what will happen if Hagar say, since I'm the youth chairperson, let me empower people, so that people who will come after Hagar as youth chairperson, they will see these things and continue on the path at which we are. For now, Hagar is far from whether national politics. My interest now is how I can give back to my community.
Okay, that is a good thing, but just know that national leadership begins from the community.
Let's see what happens in the next 10-15 years from now.
And I think my career industry in the mouth. I'm just kidding. However, let's take at least 5 calls because of time. You know, we have the LDA officer in charge coming, but I think this message is clear. I mean, openly say that I support your initiative, and I hope that you succeed with it.
Thank you so kind.
Okay. Yes. So call us and ask a few questions. Maybe 5 calls. 0770 202579 0777285961. We have Hagar Gonda and Victor Howard here this morning. Hagar is the chairman of Kangastan community in Johnsonville Township.
Be specific, the youth.
The youth chair, yeah, so Hagar is the youth chair, and I think he's doing good representation for the young people. And also we have Victor Howard, who is the head of the LYCEP. Is an organization helping with empowerment and all of that. So call 0770 202579 0777 285-961. So in the meantime, Hagar, if there's any key information, wait, let's take this call. Good morning. Please stay away from your radio. Good morning. Morning.
Yeah, my name is Major Yuma, and I call from Kangastan community.
Okay.
Okay, I want to say thanks to the youth chairman in Kangastan community, Akama, little sister who is attending there, and she's learning the PHP. I can see her facing small color in the Yana. So, thank you so much for the opportunity.
Okay, yeah, 0770202579 and 0777285961. Let's take this other caller. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Good morning. Your name, where you join us from?
I'm David calling from Kenya.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to know what people can send to school too. Like Israel with me and men.
Oh, I didn't get it.
I said what people can send to school.
Oh, okay. Because a youth chairman initiative, man. Okay, he will answer you. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much for the show. Can you please give your number so that we can call and know the location?
Yes, they will do that. Good morning. Good morning.
Yes, good morning. Good morning.
Yes, your name, where you join us from?
Good morning.
Morning, go ahead.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I'll say thank you to the youth chair in the studio there this morning. My name is Nathan Arabani. I'm 240 from Congressman.
Okay.
I want to appreciate him for the work that he's doing in the community and also our young brother there in studio. Thank you so much, and I'll pray that God will continue the blessing and do more.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. This one. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning. Go ahead.
I want to know whether you extend some of this bill like to places like Broadway.
Yeah.
Like,
I want to answer one contest or senatorial election.
Okay. We'll ask him. Anyway, this question may not be exactly for Hagar, but for Howard, who is running this initiative. So yes, that's a good question.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. We'll take two more. 0770-202-579, 0777-285-961 is the number you can call. Hagar Gonda is here. He's the community youth chair for Kangastan in Johnsonville. And we also have Victor Howard here, who is the director,
executive director
of LYCEP. Good morning. Good morning. Your line is too bad. Good morning. Let me just take this final one. Yes. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm calling from Center.
Okay.
Want to thank Women Bonda.
Hagar.
Bonda.
You know, get yeah.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
I want to thank Hagar Bonda and his partner for whatever they are doing. So these are things that who the video announcer or journalist, best example, the community, and just talking who they will do something they do so that do it.
So that we didn't want to hear after initiative that we were just talking all day. You are dealing with me money. Gentlemen, please, because of time, let's just use 2 minutes, one each to close. I beg you.
So let me go. I will speak to the question from the Brazil end.
Yeah.
So it happens coincidentally that while we were planning to, commence our activities when Hagar came in. So initially we had planned to work in the in some VOA community that is around in the Brazil end. And then we were waiting to get response from the community we engaged, but the community chairperson was dragging feet to respond to us. So as soon as Hagar came, we said, but then it's better to go this way, and why maybe on another date we can go on that side. But we actually work across the entire Monserrado. Last year, our attention was on rural Monserrado, beginning from Tody, Carisburg, 15 Gate, Bensonville. And so now we thought to go to the Broadville end to hit Artington, Clay Ashland, but maybe when we are blessed with resources, we will extend.
Okay.
So, Maka, let me say thank you for giving us the time. And so, individuals who are interested in the training, the first thing, if you are around Johnsonville, yes, because we want people who will always attend. So if you are around Johnsonville, you can visit the Fountain of Life School campus. If you maybe around the Johnsonville turning point, just ask any motorbike rider and say, I'm going Johnsonville turning, or let's say, or the Fountain of Life School. Or if you are from the Peloton end, the same thing, just say, I'm going to Fountain of Life School. You get around there, just ask, they will locate you where you're supposed to go and get yourself registered. So it's just $100 Liberian dollars. If you go into register, go with your $100, and every week during the training, you go with $100 Liberian dollars. Or you can call us on 0775 444 272 0775 444 272 or 0886 172628 0886 172628 or 0779 0779 598466 0779 598466. These are the numbers you can call us on to be a part of the training. And yes, we hope that we can have many young person acquiring education apparently free. Thank you so kindly.
Okay, thanks ever so much for coming. With Naomi Tapia this morning on the TBS. Yes, so Naomi is next with sports. Good morning, Naomi.
The State of Liberia has promised to remain focused and keep working harder to come back stronger irrespective of the 3-0 loss to Algeria. The Lone Star made a comment on the official website of the Liberia Football Association. Coach Maranika told the press after the match that a 3-0 defeat to Algeria does not mean it's over, adding that there's still a chance of qualifying with 4 games left to complete the qualifiers. The senior men's national team defeat on Tuesday at the SKT Sports Complex by Algeria brought their unbeaten run under Coach Maranika to an end. Liberia now 6 at the bottom of the group table, while Algeria leads the group followed by second place Togo and Equatorial Guinea in third. Spartacus will meet Highway Kings at 5 p.m. at SKD Basketball Gym in Thingsville in the second division version of the Liberia Basketball Association Best of 5 series. Spartacus defeated Vision Shooters in the playoffs, while Highway Kings overpowered TS Warriors to secure grand final slots. In the first division category, Cestus Mongols and defending champions Mighty Barrow will meet in what is in a match that fans have described as Battle of Supremacy at 7 p.m. at the same venue this Friday. Barrow's 2 straight victories over LPRC orders secured them the slot, while Cestus Mongols overcame MPA Pythons in 2 nights with victories in succession. At the same time, commissioners will meet Invincible 11 women's team in a best of 5 series of the 2024 National Basketball Championship Women's Division to determine who is crowned as champions. They triumphed to the grand final of the Liberia Basketball Association Women category after producing 2 straight wins. The first match on Friday, 6 September 2024, ended 50-35 points, while the second match on Monday ended 49-26 points. Both finalists will represent Liberia in the upcoming FIBA Zone 3 Women's Championship. Brazil suffered their fourth defeat in 5 qualifying games with a 1-0 loss to Paraguay, as Argentina was beaten 2-1 by Colombia in the latest qualifying matches for the 2026 World Cup. Inter Miami's Diego Gomez scored the winner for Paraguay in Asunción after 20 minutes as Brazil failed to restore a shot on target in the first half. Liverpool goalkeeper Alisson, Newcastle midfielder Bruno Gomes, and West Ham playmaker Lucas all started for Brazil, with Real Madrid trio of Rodrigo, Endrick, and Vinicius Jr. in attack. The result leaves 5-time world champions Brazil fifth in the qualifying table with just 3 wins in their 8 games. Manager Dorival Jr. was appointed in January, and his side lost in the Copa America quarterfinals in the summer. That's all for our sports desk.
I said, Chi, my son Teddy Rap Kanye, you not pay your NC bill? Yeah, mama, like, bro, I'm buying my car. You sure? How you buy it? Because send the money, I see you moving from yesterday. But I have to move from my house before I buy car. I use Orange Money right on my phone to pay my LEC bill. Oh, so you can use Orange Money now to pay your LEC bill? I will not leave your transfer until you show me the code right here. My Oma, the Tina, if you using a USD account, just that *144*141#. Or when you're using your LRD account, that *144*231#. Or better still, you can use the Orange Money app and pay your LEC bill right on your cellular. And the good thing is, with
my people, hello. That your Orange Money care, Amanda. I bring your good news from Orange Money. With your Orange Money account, you can pay your DSTV bill at any time from anywhere with no extra service charge. With Orange Money, it's in a free. All you need to do is *144*163#, or better still, use the Orange Money app to make the thing easy, because I know you don't want to miss on that exciting TV show and that interesting for working. Go do it, nah.
It's 16 minutes or 17 minutes about after 9 this morning, and we have with us the officer in charge of the Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency, Mr. Christopher Peters. He's our guest this morning, like we announced. So O'Neill is seated right there with our guest. So we will just cross over and say, O'Neill.
Of course, we're on the last segment of the Truth Breakfast Show, 96.1
the heart and soul of Liberia. My name is Oni Roberts, and of course, along with Maka Davis. This is the TBS, a privilege to have the OIC, the officer in charge of from the LDA with us, making his debut on the Truth Breakfast Show. Christopher Peters has accepted our invitation to share with us until 10 o'clock this morning. Yes, so let's link up with him. Good morning to you. Good morning. Welcome. How you doing?
I'm wonderful. And you is good catching up with you after many months. I think the last time I saw you was at the UL campus. I think running after your graduation.
Yeah.
Congratulations to you. I'm grateful to be here to share on your platform what we've been doing at LDA.
Great. So how's the LDA?
The LDA is okay.
As officer in charge, let's put it in that.
Yeah, as officer in charge. The matter of fact, tomorrow make me like 100 days.
100 days.
100 days. Okay. I think it's calm. It's peaceful. It's more united, and we're keeping our eye on the tax. But also, it comes with its own constraints and long-held challenges with the institution, which has been limited the capacity in terms of how far the institution can perform. But be as it may, we continue to do what we can do given the circumstances we are working on.
Great. So 100 days. You've been counting the days, like Brian's counting. How is it challenging? Very challenging. Taking over.
Better still, you can start with what was the mandate you went to the LDA?
So the mandate is simple. Go into the LDA. It was in crisis. Then go in and stabilize the agency. Continue making sure that the employees kind of refocus on the statutory mandate of the agency. And so that's basically has been like you're managing like a caretaker. But even as that, we still have to ensure that the statutory mandate continue to execute it, because drugs has become a national crisis. So we can say because we're in transition, so we're not going to work. So we've been providing that supervision to ensure that the LDA continue to do what it's was established by law to do.
Since taking over, Montserrat is not just Liberia, 15 counties in the entire country. How is it then?
And so the same situation in Montserrat, just that in Montserrat you have more population and you have more drug challenges, but also what you see in Montserrat is all across the counties. In all the counties, they have their own drug issue. They have the issue of at-risk youth. You talk about that when we're chatting last night. So that phenomenon you see in Montserrat will kind of spread across the country. So Montserrat only gives you a feel like the epicenter of what is actually happening across the country. So what you see in Montserrat most of the time is also in the other counties, especially the commercial areas, the capital cities.
That's good. So my next question, we just lay out the mandate given to by the president when to the LDA. You care to say exactly from a very fair point of view, what did you see in terms of the LDA, considering that you at a point of conflict and you are going to stabilize?
So I saw men and women in LDA who are willing to work, but also I saw an institution in my mind that has been historically abandoned by central government in terms of the kind of support they put in there. And I think we have to change that if we will win the war on drugs. We have to pay more attention to the agency, not just me, but anybody who goes there. If you do not get kind of support the agency needs from central government, you'll cry all along the year and you will make no meaningful impact. So it's good, and it's historical. If you look at the budget, you look at the support, the attention to the agency, it's historically low. Almost, I would term it as an institution that have been forgotten largely by central government. So let's see, this is the first year of the president. He has made some public announcement about paying some attention to that sector because of this has elevated to the national crisis level. So we're hopeful on the 2025 budget, whoever stays at LDA, I will ask and request that some little attention be paid to the agency in terms of funding it, because we cannot run our public institution on the premise that donors will come in. There's some fundamental things as government we have to own.
Maybe operational funds.
Yeah, we have to own some of the basic aspects, and then for some technical intervention, training, capacity, then the partners can come in to help us. But fundamentally, the government has to own a lot of the work that we need to do.
Just to follow up.
Okay, go ahead.
Just to follow up. Normally, even before you took over or went to take charge, there was this thing that because of what happened there was a split. There were factions within the LDA. Did you see that? And if yes, have you been able to reconcile or show everyone focus the mandate of the institution.
So except that the press gets another picture. I think the president took a decision to suspend the leadership, and that the responsibility to investigate that went to the Ministry of Justice. The minister provides leadership for that sector. So the issue was with the buses, I mean the LDA buses, not necessarily the staffers. And so when I got in, my role was to ensure that we refocus, and not to be party to an existing conflict, but to refocus the agency and bring people together. I think we successfully did that. And you see today, even with some of the constraints still there, but people are a little more motivated to come to work. And ever since, we've been sailing smoothly.
Great. Let's look at some measures now. I mean, despite you've been acting 100 days now, specific measures your agency employed to track trafficking and distribution. This is something been cutting across the entire country. What measures here in terms of strategies?
So the strategy is this is law enforcement generally is a shared responsibility. The law enforcement institution, the police, or in this case the LDA, and the community members, the public spirited member who come up to us and provide information. We have our intelligent networking across the country, even in Montserrat County. And so we continue to strengthen that and work with deeply with community members, and then follow up some of the information. I can tell you it has led to a huge success. And if we give you some of the numbers we should be talking about later on, we'll tell you how we've been so successful in working with different communities and making seizures, arrests, and sending people to court. Yeah.
Wow. Great. So let's go back again. The effectiveness of the agency in combating drug-related crimes. Again, I'm bringing this back and forth because nowadays we see that even the social media helps a lot. Sometimes you track down some drug users in the counties. Let's look at the effectiveness your agency used in combating drug-related crimes.
Effective in terms of communicating what we're doing to the media.
Yes, media-wise.
Yes, I think that's one of the areas we need to strengthen, because everywhere I go, it seems people batching me for maybe the public relations office need to be strengthened. Before I got there, the guy who used to propagate a lot of the work we do in the media has had some issues and we're reassigned to the Grand Crew. So there's a little capacity issue in our office, but we're trying to work around it. Because one of the things you want to be careful when you're in transition, you're temporary leader. You don't want to promise people a job. You want to bring people into the institution. And so what we can do is to strengthen and build a better relationship with the media. I want a relationship with the media that would be very constructive. I mean, I don't want people to be praising me for the sake of praising me. I want people to follow the work we're doing and speak about the work we're doing, not necessarily promoting me as an individual, but to emphasize the work the institution is doing. And so, yes, we need to work on the capacity of the folks who got in the public affairs office. But at this point, we are a little constrained that we can bring in a new public relation officer. We just have to work with what we have and see how we can move forward. But again, definitely, I felt that a lot of work we're doing, I think the media is not getting that picture, and we need to step up.
Let's roll back on your 100 days. I mean, 100 days. I mean, I was like figuring, counting the days. Let's roll back. How's the 100 days? Yeah, the 100 days.
No, so
politician will say, yeah, 100 days. After 100 days, nothing. Yes.
Yeah, I think you should not measure my working with the political 100 days across the country. You know, the 100 day issue that came up. I was in a vehicle coming, and my staff told me and said, "Oh, Chief, do you know tomorrow you turn 100 day LD?" So I said, "Oh, wow, that's great." But yeah, over the last 100 days, it's been a mixture of success and some challenges. Like I said, the agency has a lot of tasks to do. I think a lot of tasks to perform, but again, the constraints limit our own capacity to do a lot of things we're supposed to do. But at least if you look back over the last 100 days, under my supervision, we've been able to seize drugs in a value of almost over $2 million value of drugs. They spray across July, June, July, August. So if we go back to the numbers in June, we seized drug amounting to $255,000 in that's in June. In July, the numbers just came in from the planning office, put it at 1.4 million worth of drugs we seized in terms of US dollar value. And then in August, we seized $895,000 value worth of drugs. This is preventing almost $2 million getting into the hands of dealers. And this is also preventing about $2 million worth of drug, US dollar worth of drugs spreading across the country. This is what we see. And over 100 persons associated with the 3 months operations were arrested, and many of them charged and sent a court. And I can also tell you that over the last 100 days, we've had 13 convictions. 13
across the country.
Across the country.
Okay.
We got 9 of that numbers coming from Lofa County, and then the other 4 spread between Bapulu and River G counties. And this August term of court across the country, we have several indictments, at least over 20 indictments and cases that are currently being on trial. So I think those are some of the work we've been able to do, even with a very limited logistical capacity, financial capacity, but the guys continue to, the guys across the borders and in the various counties and even Montserrat, they continue to do a lot.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Peters, you know, one of the things that even the ordinary Nigerian people will say, well, going to the ghettos and bringing the ghetto is not really the fight, but how to cut the supply is, that's what people say is the fight that Liberia should be prepared for, especially the LDA. But you are inside now. What do you think the fight lasts?
And I agree, we should cut the supply. And if I reported that we've seized over $2 million, $2 million US dollar worth of drugs over the last 3 months, that is cutting the supply. But if you go more to in terms of strategy across the border and the various entry points, look, guys, our agents at the entry points, they are incapacitated. They're using their raw intelligence. They're just using their vision, their hands, and their little experience and ingenuity to make a lot of decisions we're having. And so what we need to do going forward, we need to provide vehicles, we need to provide mobile communication gadgets. And I would even suggest that we need to invest in training some of our local doors to help with the search at the border. Because most of these things come in different. You saw the video I posted one time. They come in different merchandise. They come in slipper bags, cool bags, and the agents will go through maybe 10 bags or 20 bags to see one bag that is that have push in it. So if you have a dog, and now my idea is not to tell the government going back and bring it to the country. It will be expensive. We may not have money to maintain them, but we can get people to places like Australia, Canada, and America to get the train, come back to Liberia and train our local dogs. So they can hunt, we can train them to hunt. So
what sort of drugs are you arresting? I mean, popularly, people say kush, well, one says zombie, what sort of drugs
so there's no
popularly in the country?
So there's no drug in Liberia called zombie.
Nothing.
No, there's no drug called zombie, and I have made this clarification when the journalists keep asking me. What was being described at the time was that the after impact of the kush. When you take kush, the way you behave. That's what was being described. I give another example. Somebody drinks kinju, and then the person is behaving in a drunken manner, and then they say, "Oh, that man are drunk." Then somebody say, "Okay, they got a liquor called drunken liquor." It is the situation, but there's no
very well.
Yeah, but there's
so
no
the
drug
kush is the most popular one.
Yeah, if you look at our drug stats, and one of the things we're doing, we're changing the reporting format. Before we only used to report the total drug seizure and the dollar value, but now we put it in a different chart to give us different statistical information like gender, age group, nationalities, countries that are more infested with drugs. And so I can tell you, Montserrat in the last 3 months continue to top the chart we have in terms of India, in terms of drug, and the most prevalent now that we have that we are facing is the kush drugs. The kush one, yeah, the kush is the most prevalent one. So the category of drugs we're dealing with are kush, cocaine, heroin, tramadol, which is a pharmaceutical drug, yeah, and then what the other one we arrested in Bong was codeine. But the most prevalent and the frequent one across the country that is kind of devastating.
Is that the one that the young people take most easily? Is accessible to them at any time?
So kush too is also accessible because the population that follow kush, they are more people down the economic ladder, but they can afford the 200, the 100 for the different parts. So it's almost in every community. Yeah, very prevalent.
What do you foresee because you are sitting in there and you just made it clear on this radio that the LDA needs to be supported to finalize logistics and all of that. What do you foresee the next 5 years if the institution does not receive any form of improvement in support? If the support base remains as it is, what do you see next?
But the answer is simple. If we do not get this kind of support the agency needs, then we we will not be capacitated to fight the crisis, the national crisis, and we will not succeed in combating or in curtailing or reducing the impact of drug in the society. So that's a simple answer. So you support the agency and then you hold the leaders there responsible to deliver. But if you do not support the agency and you allow the agency to work within its limits, then your expectation for success has to be has to commensurate with the kind of support you're giving. So it's important that government sees this and continue to up the level of support the agency needs.
If I ask you directly, how much in Senate dollars do you think the LDA needs in the budget to operate effectively?
I think anywhere between, I know there were budgets in the past that, the LDA need all the money, but again, we have to be realistic. They're competing priorities. Okay. But from my own assessment, I believe anything between 7 to 10 billion annually with the agency, I think it will help to do a lot. It will help. It will help.
And you communicate some of these things with relevant authorities.
Yeah, so the government is doing it's doing its national development plan, and we were asked to project our own plan into the next 5 years. And yes, we've communicated that effectively with the government. And let's see what happens if the document is finalized, and maybe we move to the 2025 budget and see how the government will respond with that. But we've done all the plans and the proposals and send it to the cabinet secretariat, see how they can fit inculcate that into the national development.
Great. So in terms of partnership, I've been following up on little on the social media. You've been having some international guests. You care to explain to librarians what are the specific reasons are they in?
Okay, so and it's good you brought it up. Last week we partnered with INL. INL is an agency of the U.S. government. They have an office here at the U.S. Embassy. And so we work with them to get Bill McLean. Bill McLean is also from the U.S. State Department. Okay. But he specializes in what they call drug demand reduction. Okay. So while we're doing the criminal justice portion in terms of arrests, prosecution, he specializes in drug demand reduction, basically rehabilitation, prevention, treatment, and recovery. Okay. And so Bill came from Sierra Leone. They actually going into Sierra Leone to test the chemical component in kush so that they can determine effective way to combat it. So he stopped by in Liberia. And the essence of his visit was to assess private and public efforts in rehabilitation. And so we went to a couple of rehabilitation homes. We also met the House Committee on Drug and Substance Abuse, Representative Thomas Bourgeois. We met the acting chair of the cabinet, Minister Councilor Oswald Twe. Okay. We have different meetings with folks already in rehabilitation efforts. So hopefully his assessment and his report back to the State Department will inform the U.S. government how they can find ways to support public and private efforts on rehabilitation. Because the realistic approach for the whole drug fight is while the LDA continues to do the criminal justice portion, we have to also, and the president has said that's why he set up this national steering committee. We have to go into rehabilitation for people who are already drug dependent, victims of drug. And the Ministry of Health has that national steering committee. That committee is still on the policy phase, trying to.
It's still in progress.
Yeah, it's on policy phase in terms of there's a technical working group that's on that committee, and they're trying to finalize what we call the National Drug Master Plan, which is a comprehensive effort that will address the issue of rehabilitation.
Relationship-wise, with John Security, what's the partnership like? How is it working?
It's good. In fact, yesterday we're in a John Security meeting. We have a good relationship with the police, the LIS, the NSA, and all the other relevant stakeholders in the national security meeting, because we all have one goal: law enforcement, to keep the country peaceful, while we play our individual law enforcement roles. So the relationship is good. I haven't had any issue to suspect or complain about the John Security relationship. Across the counties, sometimes there can be some hiccups with commanders from different agency to another agency, but these are things that we can reach out on the telephone and resolve.
Let's look at network. I'm here thinking about what is happening right now in Bapolo, in Neba, in Bone County, networking wise. How do you get this tip off?
So we have offices in all the counties. The LDA have
effective ones.
Well, no, they should be effective, but they have the structure. Some of the structures that are public structures. Some of the structures we occupy, unfortunately, they are rented properties. Okay, and sometimes we do not get money in the job budgets to handle those. So that those are some of the structural constraints we have, but we do have a presence there.
Okay.
And so the commander for the county takes responsibility of the fight against drugs in partnering with churches, schools, civil society member in the county, the joint security in exercising his duty, even under very, very difficult circumstances. But the structures are there. We have people that are deployed there and reporting to Monrovia on some of these issues and filing in their reports. And their reports form part of the national numbers that we usually announce.
Great. You have been carrying out a couple of operations, visiting several ghettos, been following up on the social media. Are there plans, man? Because these are Liberians. When you go to Zimbabwe and break down the ghetto, you go down to the Pamgo cemetery, you know. These are Liberians. What are plans? Back to the same budgetary support again.
Yes, so the plan for at-risk youth, I touched on it earlier, but I can restate it. When the president took over and said, look, we will continue to fight drugs from the arrest, seizure, and the prosecution side. But the long-lasting approach, the long-term approach is to ensure that people who are already victimized, we move them into rehabilitation. So that's how he set up this national steering committee. So once we get to the stage, after the policy stage and start the implementation phase, the goal is to move these at-risk youth spread across our various communities into rehabilitation. That's what they call alternative to incarceration. Instead of putting them in jail and coming outside.
You sometimes listen to them. What do they say to you? I guess sometimes you get an ear drop and listen to them.
No, I've gone to rehab center. I've gone even to some of the ghetto before we clear Zimbabwe. I partnered with I think with EFF, with a local NGO, and they had me. A lot of them, some are saying that they want to leave. They want to get into rehab. Currently, the government doesn't have that the homes prepared, but there are other private institutions like what are the Dara Dillon Center, which is a couple of minutes away from you. Pastor Swari Place in Battery Factory. There are areas, Joshua Bly.
There are other rehab centers that come for them, been knocking on your doors. You're not been listening. There are many rehabs.
So
the LDA don't listen to us.
I mean, then they have to be specific in terms of how we're not listening to them, because I just hope they do not have the impression that we have some funding that we can assist them. No, we do not have.
What do you, what in terms of support, what do you give to the rehab center?
So this is something we have to talk about in maybe the next budget.
Okay.
But some of the support we can give currently, training, collaborating with, we have a rehab office that go to some of the rehab centers to ensure that they're consistent with what a rehab center should have.
Okay.
So the training, collaboration, information sharing, we can do that. Sometimes some family people come out to us and look, my kid has this problem. We try to link them with some of the rehab centers. But in terms of, I mean, since I have taken over, there's no budget to say, look, we can do this like some responsibility or outreach.
No budget. So some communication for an event if you want to go there, because at the end of the day you have to make statement.
No, I've visited over, I think over 10 rehab centers. I mean, people send letters, but they also got to understand I'm caretaking at LDA as a single boss. I do not have any deputies. You know,
you make all decisions.
Yeah, there's no deputy for administration. There's no deputy.
You make all decisions on your own.
So as OIC,
yes, I'm still asking you. Make all decisions on your own.
At OIC, I work with my chiefs.
Okay,
we have chiefs of different departments.
You appointed them, or you made them already?
No, so let me get this other issue clear. Since June 6th, I walk into LDA.
June 6th.
Yeah, I've carried 0%.
You mean Christopher Peter since taking over as OIC?
I've carried 0%. Okay. To LDA. I walk in as an individual, and I'm working with the people I met: the chief of community prevention, the chief of rehabilitation, the finance guy, the operational.
Were they shaving some positions?
No, I haven't.
With your own description.
No, I haven't.
Maybe some commanders are not performing effectively.
I haven't shifted.
You can swap them around.
No, I haven't shifted. I haven't shifted. But what has happened? Some commanders, there were some investigations ongoing, and we had to call them down to Monrovia to honor that investigation with the LMP. And so their deputies are acting
in the position
until that investigation ends. And then based on the outcome of that investigation, we inform the agency whether or not they return to their position. So we haven't done any shifting yet, and they are just working with the people I met to the agency.
That is. So recently there was a major national issue, especially along the Government Boulevard around the CDC headquarters. According to information, it was fabricated by, or it was trickled by some drug raid that the LDA have gone there to do. Can you explain to us about that?
Yes, we the incident happened August 22nd. I remember that we were looking at some information, and then we had to.
What time was it? Early morning, 1 a.m., 2 a.m.
So we planned these operations before we move in.
Okay.
So before the 22nd, we planned the operation, did all the analysis, and ran all the different strategies and intelligence, and we were sure about what we were looking at, and so we got a search warrant to move in. And then on the 22nd, around 5 o'clock, 5:30, we move into
AM or PM?
AM.
Okay.
Into small town community. It's a community between the CDC headquarters and the Bonaz.
Okay.
So between them to execute this search and seizure warrant, but it got resisted, and we pull out. So we pull out around 5:45. We're out of the whole vicinity. So the situation at that small town was not like the military will call the war of attrition, where the LDA hit and the group hit and we exchanged.
But you say you pull up now, you try to trace the perpetrator and it was suddenly resisted?
No, so we were resisted.
You were resisted?
And when our agents complained that they were being stoned at,
okay,
we had to order them to leave.
That's how you turned over to the police or what?
No. So we left by 5 a.m. and went back to our headquarters. Okay. By 5:45, when we left, the LDA was no longer around that entire Todman Boulevard area. We were at our headquarters. Okay. By 6 o'clock, the police has started getting calls from embassies and different individuals and say, look, we see roadblock on Todman Boulevard in front of Lone Star, and EPS vehicle was passing in the morning around 6 o'clock. They got stoned. A police officer was going to work, he got stoned, and then they're concerned, and there's roadblock, there's latent of tires. And so when the police got these different multiple calls coming in, that's when they responded.
Not you complaining to the police?
No, because we left. Remember the timeline. We left 05:45.
05:45.
Yeah,
you didn't complain that your guys were resisted, so you had to back off.
So we back up.
You back up.
We back up.
All complain to the police.
No, we didn't call the police because I told them to back up. Okay. Now this happened in the community. It was not on the road.
Okay.
So once the most important thing was to get these guys up because we sustained 2 injuries. So we pull out by 5:45 a.m. So whatever happened between 5:45 to 6 o'clock, the LDA was no longer in that vicinity. We had left. And so the police actually went because of the calls and the physical evidence they saw on the Todman Boulevard. That's how they responded to restore order.
Okay. Great, that's fair enough. Thanks for the clarity. It's about 14 minutes up to 10 o'clock. We're in with Christopher Peters. He's the officer in charge at the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency. The LDA is live with us. Let's get some interaction of the public. Yes, Maka, you can pick all of the calls from your end, 0777-285-961. The female line can also announce it.
0770-20579. Again, 0770-20579. The other line, 0777-285-961. The LDA officer in charge here this morning. You can call and ask some other questions that you want clarity on. So yes, the lines are open, 0777-285-961 and 0770-20579 for the remaining line. So let's get a first caller. This morning. Please stay away from the monitor. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. My name is Eddie Rush, and I call from Mosquito County. Okay. Let me say thanks to the ORC, Mr. Peters, for the work done. He continues to do for us. I mean, we are seeing his work, and we hope that he gets sufficient funding to continue and do more. My question here is that how do an individual give out to him? Okay. How do an individual take up to him?
Okay, take up.
To just in a community or in an area. I want to know because in my area we have a lot of just dealers here. They are still dealing drugs. In fact, on 1 or 2 occasions, I met them in person and tried to talk to them to change and stop what they are doing.
Okay. So Maga, can you give his number?
So we reach out to him, even though.
Yeah, maybe if there's a hotline or something. Yes.
Good morning. Good morning. My name is me appreciate who has made elaboration. But let me appreciate the commander of the 24 Army. You can use me as a by maximum. But one thing the government are going to do is support the guys. Because you can't say they got there to stop now. They don't have over. And then when working on one community or another community, they know. I'm not going to trust when they establish the proper generation. Come to that you see most of the young children. You see that you see someone that pick down. They put that sorry up. So you put out the government and the support the DA. They can't be watching the DA. It's small. We need good money that are watch it every year. We have to continue to trust in the country. We will not get a better commander today or better Abraham or the rest of the money replacing now. Thank you so much money.
Okay. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
Sorry, I couldn't call yesterday. I told you I got you job on my grandchildren. Okay. Boss Nancy, thank you so much. I think when I hear noise, when I say the previous people are not doing well, but that noise aspect, I think is quiet. That shows that you have brought awesome peace and unity together in that place. I mean, and I'm one of those that love sometimes to ride the bus because the news comes from the bus sometimes, many times. It comes from the people you don't expect. You expect from the cowboy and the conductor or whosoever, the people sitting right next to you. Yesterday, I was coming from by way of, for food. And so we're around there, I don't know that area food. We passed and this fellow said, "Oh, look how the guy can stand water." By the time they arrest the people, they can just let them to go. They got, let's say, somebody 50,000 they can receive. Before the end of the day, they can divide that money. They may be right, they may be wrong, but where there is smoke,
Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
I'm talking very serious, but I like to listen, and I'm talking very serious. And I say, I hope I have the opportunity one day to try to find out because.
Okay.
Okay, so
you will say something about it.
yes, let me pick up Abel Plaki. Yes, Abel has been on the line. Abel, good morning. Thanks for your patience. Thank you so much. Good morning. Please be audible.
Say good morning to Mr. Peters. I'm concerned about rehabilitation. I think Mr. Peters, before you leave the DVA, that should be the legacy. I know what you're thinking about. The issue about really, it took place before even we were born. Let us find a way that our brothers and sisters under the influence of drugs to be rehabilitated, find something. Let's establish a legacy before you depart DEA. All around the place, when you read, the people come back. When you read, and some of the places in our cities are known. They are known. Those of you who fight in drugs, you know these places. And then I don't know whether it's fear or it's the political will, but before I will let you, you got to find money out of government. There are proposals, there are institutions that are prepared. You know that, brother, with them. There's a way we can construct a rehabilitation, a national rehabilitation so that they think they're not here. For pricing in those places. These are all commending or complementary, effort. But you need a national rehabilitation center. You bring somebody to there after 1 week, they come back. No solution. I was saying, I know there are more than 23 different ghettos. It's getting more fearful. You go to Afghanistan, you come on the whole road, you go in Lamota, those are new places in Jakarta that people smoking broad day. They're selling a broad day. And my last recommendation here, the port of entry in our country. We should focus on those who bring in the drug more than those who are taking it. I think the focus on more on those who are taking it than those who are bringing the drug. We haven't seen a land-back issue when DEM would have been private person. Deal with that issue.
Okay.
Try to rehab. This is the example we want to see.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Abel Plaki, thank you so much. Yes, go ahead.
Good morning.
Good morning, Maka. Good morning, Onu, and good morning to the studio guests. My name is Gompa Osondu, and I'll call you from Mumbai. I'd like to congratulate my graduate mate, Mr. Christopher Peters, from the Kulake class. But yes, my concern. The issue of reading is almost like 100 minus, or it's 200 and the teacher minus 100. So it's 0. Because when you read, after this, you see those guys are like the past caller just said. So I think Mr. Peter, I know, and as a kind of a sensible guy that I know will have something into place that whoever takes over will do something about that. And the next thing is the issue of the arresting of drugs and maybe destroying it in public, people having a lot of perception about it. I want him to talk a little about it. The over 2 million drugs that he has gotten over the past almost 100 days. Let him tell us something about it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, let's do 2 more calls. Yeah, 6 minutes up till 10 o'clock.
Yes, 2 more. This one. Good morning.
Good morning, Maka. How are you this morning?
Fine. Go ahead.
Okay, I just thanks for the studio guest, Mr. Peter. I just have 1 or 2 concerns. On many occasions, we see that drugs are confiscated and drugs appear again. My concern is there a manufacturing site in this country? I remember some time ago, people used to burn marijuana farms. Is there a manufacturing plant somewhere that people really manufacture? Because people read from the internet how to do these things, especially Kush. Sometimes they do some drama and they tell you how Kush is prepared. Is there a manufacturing place that you have discovered and nobody to completely destroy that area? Thank you so much.
Yes, 1 more to go.
Yes, let me take this one. The final one. This is good morning.
Maka, thank you for the exclusive information. And let me say good morning to your guest. Yes, I care to ask your guest this morning the things that has to do with people who are whistleblowers. You know, Maka, I think the community and the most of some of these issues, those are really not in the community, but sometimes people feel very much insecure because they feel the DA and people have made the DA that somebody is doing drugs in the community. The moment that person is arrested and that person gets free, the person goes after this person who serves as the whistleblower. So I wonder who I see who is in the studio to tell the library people what are those on place, or what are those mechanisms they are put in place to protect those that will serve as whistleblowers in this fight against drugs.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, the last caller, right?
Yeah, that's the last caller.
Yeah, so
I want to modify the question by the second to last caller. We'll talk about water manufacturing, but again, we can also add this issue of recycling. I mean, what the DA is doing to curtail or to stop totally recycling.
So, but what is the specific issue about recycling? Is it recycling in terms of traffic costs or from agency?
No, in terms of maybe the huge quantity of drugs that are confiscated, and later on you see them back on the market.
No, but there's no evidence about that. How can the DEA seize drugs and then they see the same drugs? So the drugs you see, look, one of the things we need to understand is that drug, like any crime, they're hemophenomena. There's no society can extinguish this thing. But what government can do to work with the partners in the community to ensure that we can reduce it to the level that it doesn't impact our kids, to allow them to go to school and allow people to have some level of safety in the community. So that's what these agencies are established to ensure that the human behavior is always suppressed. But the agency doesn't arrest drugs and recycle it, no. And I can tell the public, if you have any evidence of any of our agents across the country recycling drugs, let us know. We have an office called the Professional Standard, which is a public complaint mechanism where people from the community, like the lady who says she heard that the guys can take 50,000. We encourage her to come to us and let us know. We would investigate, and if they are, I've just told you that some commanders are on investigation. So we have a public accountability and public complaint mechanism.
Maybe some bad apples in the system.
I mean, like even in the homes, the kids
trying to undermine the process.
Yeah, even the kids who got in the home, some are good, some are bad. So, and this is institution of people from different walks of life.
What do you do to them when you find out that?
So the first thing is a no go for LDA personnel to be involved in compromising with drug dealer, recycling drugs, or even selling drugs. If we found you, we will subject you to our institutional mechanism, and then we'll prosecute you. We have evidence to do so. We'll send you to court. We'll form the Ministry of Justice and inform you to court and send you to court. And so whistleblower is important. One of the things we're trying to work on, even in this transition, is to reactivate our call centers. We've procured telephones already. There are just other technical issues we need to set up. And we're trying to find some money. I think it's about $1,000.
Coming over hotline.
Yeah, we're coming over hotline very soon. Yes, the issue of farming. With the historically our people in the northern part and some of the southeastern counties, some of the people are involved in farming in marijuana. And the LDA has a record of destroying those farms. So once we have the intelligence, in fact, we have a way to reach out to some of the communities. But the thing about the raid, people complaining about the raid, we can't stop the raid entirely because we want to go to rehabilitation. Some of the raids, let me tell you that we do. When we conduct some of the raids, we recover substances, we recover guns.
Within the raid?
Yeah, within the raids. And then we turn those guns over to the LMP. So and some of these hot spots, these areas are where the guys meet to perpetrate other crimes.
Are your men armed?
No, our men are not armed. We're not armed.
So you go on harmless?
Yeah,
harmless.
yeah. We government has given us no official gun. We do not have the LDA is not. Yeah, and if the agency is fully given the opportunity, we want to look at training, psychological evaluations before we can go back to the issue of power. And so the public perception about the public destruction of drugs they see, we don't do it for public spectacle to say, oh, we're pretending. Those things, they are done under the supervision of our partners. UNODC is the United Nations Office on Drug and Crime, and the International Law Enforcement and Narcotic Affairs, the INL. They're all part of the exercises. And before we burn drugs, we have to ensure that the cases those substances attached to are disposed by the court. Meaning, John Brown is arrested, maybe 10 kg of kush. He goes to court, he gets convicted, then we destroy the drug because there's a possibility that he could walk away. Yeah, so those drugs, even if you walk away, we're not giving the drugs back to him. But just to ensure that once the court disposes of those cases, we separate from the other drugs that are pending litigation. The ones that have been disposed of, then we destroy them.
So in your 100 that you haven't destroyed any?
No, we destroy on June, we destroy
in a tune of how much?
I think $1 million or over $1 million worth of drug we destroy in June. I have to check the numbers. But in June we did do that in observation of the international the World Day Against Drug. Yeah, so we did destroy some drug. Rehabilitation. Abel spoke about rehabilitation. The agency is in an act, but we do not on our own build rehab institutions. The government has taken this to a national approach, and I think he was not listening when I talk about this National Steering Committee on Substance Abuse, chaired by the Ministry of Health, and there's Ministry of Youth and Sports, Education, Justice, and LDA. We on our committee. The goal for that committee is to finally move Adric's youth from the streets into rehab home. The government is working with, there's a rehab center now being readied on the Bombing Highway around Clay. They're also looking at the facility in Bentonville. They're looking at the facility in Grand Bassa County to see how we can kickstart this rehabilitation offer. But it's true, we can win this war if we can rehabilitate these people. Arrest and prosecution alone will not cut it. We need to do arrest and prosecution, increase the level of arrest and prosecution, and also invest in rehabilitation, which we place into prevention, treatment, and recovery. Then I'm grateful for the caller who commended Alex. Alex is the commander in Miami County. Yeah, I'm grateful. That's a good thing to hear that the commander is doing well, and I just hope we can give him all the support so that he can continue to do what he's doing. And yes, in terms of tip off, again, we address that once we activate our call line. But currently, we got people walking us, or we got community writing us letter, we got people texting our telephone number, and then since I took over, we haven't had any reprisal against an informant because we protect the informant. We don't tell people, or you told us this. So you give us the information and you leave all the other strategy with us. We don't even get you involved in doing our analysis. And a lot of the stuff I can't say because we're exposed to strategy. But we haven't had our agents exposing people who gave us information. But,
great. So yes, anything we haven't touched on because of time, you want to close up?
So thank you, Oni, for the opportunity. I've been at True FM before when AB was here, so but it's been long. I remember I think it was back in 2016 when we had that alumni election on Zion campus. But I'm grateful. What I want to leave with the Liberian people is that this call for all hands on deck. This is a national issue. When the agency needs your help, it doesn't matter who sits there. It doesn't have to be me as Grace Peters. Anybody who's sitting at the agency will need the support from the library people, and will need the support from the government.
But will you agree to stay and fix things?
Yes, so I want the president to worry about that. I've been basing myself on thinking what I was saying.
You want the president to worry about it?
Yeah, I want the president to worry about it. It is the president's decision. The president was elected to lead this country, and he will make that call. And I'm sure we should respect his decision. Whether it go my way or not, we have to respect the president's decision. He knows what he wants for the country, and we can't be telling the president what to do. The president should.
Just by the investigation have come out, all the guys who are in charge, they left for the president.
Absolutely, and I have no way to speak about that investigation. I was not involved. I do not know what the state of that investigation. But we also encourage the president to make his decision very soon too, which is good because it will help the agency to move forward. Currently, a lot of the employees, they're still looking over the shoulder to see whether they continue working with this OIC or their old bosses will come back. What would be the different dynamics? So for the sake of the institutional advancement, it's good that the president can make that call.
If you retrospect a little bit, you're making some progress. When you sit back in your chamber, you know saw this coming. Once some money, you just got to caught up. Well, President Barker wants you to be, the officer in charge with your reflection.
Yeah, I think absolutely we've made tremendous efforts. In 3 months with no deputies, with a very tech financial fiscal space to work in, and if you seize over 2 million drugs in 3 months, I think the agency did great in this transition. And we can build upon that to do more once we get the full leadership back and the kind of support we need looking up to 2025, because this year a lot has been gone. And so our people across the counties, I'm thankful to all the agents, all the commanders across the counties. I wouldn't be here if they're not in the field, in the rain, in the sun, and making all these seashores and the rest. They're doing incredible jobs. The guys are working on their legs to go to far distances. Sometimes they use their own money to charter motorbikes and other commercial vehicles to work for the government. I think we need to change that. If we want to succeed, we need to change that and improve the working condition and encourage them to, in terms of salary issues, where the agents are paid very low salary. I think
are they contractors or the fully employed?
Yeah, some we got people that are employed. We also got people that are not employed, volunteers. Because the agency needs we need more recruitment, we need more employment. And in our 5-year strategic plan we submitted to the government national development mechanism is to see how we can employ 2,500 persons over the next 5 years. Hopefully every year we can train and employ 500. But here's the precondition for training. I have said we secure funding for employment before training. We don't want a situation where you train 500 persons and you can put them on paper. So the government secure the money for employment. We can work with the partners for the training. Once they graduate from the academy, they get on paper.
Great. Yes. Thank you so much. The voice of Chris Peters, the OIC of the LDA, closing us up on this Wednesday edition of the Truth Breakfast Show. It's been wonderful serving breakfast since 7:30 this morning. Again, want to say thanks for coming through. And His Excellency President Joseph Yuma Boyka returns home today at 12 in the afternoon. On behalf of the entire team, Maka Davis, Johnson Kula, my name is Oni.